booties for black girl nerds.
And it is a pleasure to be here with you, Susan. I'm so excited to dive into this. What an introduction we get to Sage, also known as Sister Sage. I mean, you're coming right in doing chaos.
Yes, an agent of chaos. Yes.
What was your first reaction when you learned about your character, who she was, her powers, what she'd be doing?
Well, when I first heard about her being the smartest person in the world, I had just so many questions. I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean her brain is more sophisticated than other people's? Does that mean, for me, I've kind of settled on it meaning she can assimilate more information and create more possibilities and strategize among all the different possibilities than anybody else in the world. So she's always ready. She's rarely surprised. And I also think it's made her really lonely. So her connection with people has been cut off for a while. So at this point, the world around her is like all a simulation, and she's just picking which simulation she wants to engage in. So it's been really, really fun kind of having that balance of incredible information and synthesis, but also feeling a real disconnection from the people around her.
Yeah, no, that makes absolute sense. And I'm wondering with a power that's so literal, like literally mental more than physical, what were the conversations around how to display that? It's not like you can like put your hand to your temple or anything like that.
Well, I was a little jealous, honestly, because I'm like coming into this show, I'm like, hold up, people got super strength. Homelander can see through walls and hear you from 2 miles away. So there was certainly the initial impulse of like, okay, so what do I do? But we've kind of settled on, if not talking too much shop, we've kind of settled on there's certain power in stillness while she machine work, and she kind of sets people up perhaps to behave a certain way to get the end result that she wants. So it's not an approach of brute force. It's far more psychological.
Yeah, absolutely. And had you been watching The Boys since the beginning, or did you do like a deep dive once you got the part? Because I feel like a deep dive could be a little aggressive, especially with last season.
From the people I've heard who've done that, it's scarring. They don't quite recover. I've been a fan since season one. I remember when it came out, I watched it with my husband, and I remember looking at the TV and being like, that's it, that's exactly the kind of work I want to do. Babe, wouldn't it be so cool if I was on this show? And then to find myself here right now, it's pretty wild. It's the
Yeah,
simulation that I chose.
I love that. I love that. Can you talk about some of the pros and cons of coming into a show in its fourth season where, the cast has been together and they've kind of found that certain level of comfortability? Like what was the pros and cons for you?
Well, I mean, this show particularly, not just that it's, been going on for 3 seasons, but the the quality of the craft in this show is spectacular. The writing, Kripke leads this team in a way that the writer's room, the costumes, the stunts are gorgeous. The hair is, the makeup, everyone is working at such a high level. On one hand, it's like, oh, I got to make sure I do the same thing. So make sure you're on your P's and Q's. I don't know. I think cons wise, I think it's more like a mindset, right? It's like, don't be overwhelmed by that, to not allow yourself to be intimidated by that. Like, I got the chance to go and play with these incredible people. So jump in, commit, and do it.
Yeah, I love that. And I think I have time for one more question. I'm just curious, as you have so many scenes with Homelander, or Sage has so many scenes with Homelander. How did you and Anthony connect just offset to get that rapport going?
Well, actually, it was a tough thing to do. It was still COVID times.
Mm.
So there wasn't a whole lot of interaction, honestly, offset. It was like stay stay quarantined, don't get sick, go home, work out, stay healthy. So most of our time was on set and just focusing on work, focusing on the scenes, focusing on trying to get as many, possible takes as we could to give the editors a lot of material to work with. So maybe, in season 5, it'll be a little
Yeah,
different.
fingers crossed. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Susan. This has been amazing. And congratulations on The Boys season 4.
Thank you so much.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.